So, welcome to the JavaScript course. To JavaScript. Okay. So, what we are going to learn is we are going to learn the basics of JavaScript. We are not going to cover the advanced things. Basics of JS we are going to cover, which are required you to become a web developer. So, with the basic of JavaScript, what we are going to do is we are going to learn JavaScript in next 10 days. Okay, next 10 days. And this is our day one. Okay, this is our, if I just write day one, this is our day one of the JavaScript. So let us start this day one of JavaScript. So first thing what we will learn is that is introduction to JavaScript. Introduction to JavaScript. So what do you understand by JavaScript? Let us understand the few points about JavaScript. JavaScript is, I will just write JS instead of JavaScript. JS is client side scripting language. Scripting language. It is the third language of web. Language of web. Other two languages are HTML and CSS. This is the third language of web. This is like, you can say it executes in browser. Executes in browser. Every browser, you say either it be Chrome or Firefox or Mozilla, has a built-in JS engine. They all have a built-in JS engine. JS engine, which is responsible for running the JavaScript in the browser. So this JS engine is directly embedded in the browser. Okay, embedded in browser. You can say this engine is embedded in browser. Okay, this is about the JavaScript. It is a client-side scripting language, third language of web. It executes in browser, and we are having a JS engine that is already pre-installed in your browsers. So any web browser has this JS engine so that you can directly execute your JavaScript. So let us understand how you can do a first program. Let us do the first program or first task, whichever we do in the learning any languages. We'll do hello world. Okay, whenever we require or whenever we want to do learn any language, we'll just try to print hello world. So let us see how we can print our hello world in the JavaScript. So let me just open Chrome browser, and inside Chrome browser, just right click your mouse, click inspect. After you click inspect, you will see some windows here. Okay, you will see some windows here. Let elements, console, sources. I will just click on the console window. Click onto this console window. Whenever you click on the console window, just let me just increase the size of this window. Okay, then if I want to print something, I have a command called console.log. Okay, this command is used to print the data on the screen. Okay, I can just write hello, I can just write world, and I can close the quotes and I can hit enter. So we have printed our hello world program. So this is the first and basic understanding of running of a JavaScript file. You can run directly your JavaScript on the console window of the browser. Any browser will support this. Let us take an example of different browser. Let me just go open with the Microsoft Edge. I have opened the Microsoft Edge browser. Right click on this. I click inspect here. Okay, it should open the developer tools. Here also we are having this elements tab. We can go to the console tab and we can increase the size of the console, and console.log, I can just write hi, I am learning JS. I am learning JS, and I can close the brackets and hit enter. So this is how I can run my JavaScript on the browser only. There is no need to write the program, or either I can no need to write the program and save it and download some compilers and run this program. Here it is the interpreter. You can imagine this is an interpreter, line by line command interpreter, similar to the Python interpreter. So let us say this is how we can print our hello world program. After printing our hello world program, the next task is how can I include my JS file in HTML? This is your next question. Let us say, means I know how to run my JS file in the browser, but how I can arrange my file so that in HTML it can be included. So let us see what are the ways to include. Let me just write ways to include JS in your project, okay. Similarly, here also we have two ways. There are two ways to include. Let me just write here. There are two ways to include JS. One is internal JS, internal JavaScript. Second one is external JavaScript. Okay, before moving forward to the internal and external JS, the extension for this file, is .js. Okay, .js you need to write for the file extension. You can write file name here, then you need to write dot, and JS is the JavaScript extension. I hope we are clear with this. So let us create one project and try to include the JS in the project. We have two ways, right? Internal and external. Let me just clear the screen. We'll go to the folder structure, and in this we'll go to desktop. After going to desktop, we'll go to the web dev. Okay, we'll go to the web dev. Here we have completed our HTML, CSS, and all these things. For JS, we'll create one more folder. Let me just right click, create new, and I'm creating a folder. So creating this folder, let us say JavaScript, JS I'm creating. Okay, I have created this folder, and inside this folder, right click, open with code. I will just open this with the code. Okay, this folder has been opened with the code. I am on the full screen. Just let me just do one setting, scroll wheel. I will open. Okay, I will enable this. Let me just zoom it a bit. So now what I'll do is I will just create a new file. Let us say we create one file called index.js. Index.html will create first, index.html. And what we'll do, I'll just write the boilerplate code of HTML. Okay, this is the boilerplate code of the HTML. And here, let us say, I will just write learning JavaScript. So what I will do is learning JS, I will just create one heading, h1, learning JS in 10 days. Okay, in 10 days. And I can create one more file, one more h1, which is having day 1. Okay, it starts from day 0, right? Today is day 0. We start with the day 0. Okay, so now we got with this. So let us just try to run it. What I'll do, I will just click this file, right click, open with live server, so that it will be opened in the new browser. So as you can see, I have a h1 tag of day 0, and we have a h1 tag again of learning JavaScript in 10 days. So I'm happy with this. So let us say I want to include my JS. Let us say I will just write comment, including JS file using internal JS. Okay, what I'll do, I'll make it comment, and for including JavaScript, I can just write script tag. Okay, if you write script tag, and inside this script tag, you can just write your JavaScript. Let me just write console.log, and I can just print hello world. Okay, in console.log, I have printed hello world. So let me just save this file, and coming to the browser, I will, when I right click and I will click inspect, you can see when I go to console window, I am getting hello world, and this hello world is given coming from the line index.html, line number 16. Okay, you can see from this line I am getting this hello world. So you can include your JavaScript here in the same HTML file, including this JavaScript here. It is known as internal JS. It is known as internal .js. You, in the same file of the HTML, you will write the script tag, and in script tag you can write your hello world, and you can just write console.log. You can just write hi, I am learning JavaScript in 10 days. You can print this way. Okay, then if I come here in the browser, I can see, okay, I got the two console log statements. So this is one way to include JavaScript. Let us move to the next way. Let us move to the external way. What I'll do now, I will create one folder. For this, I will create one folder, JS. Inside this folder, I will create one file called day, or else I will just create day0.js. I'm creating this file day0.js. So what I'll do here, I have created a JavaScript file. Now let me just remove this. I can remove this, or I can make them a comment, not a big deal. I have commented this part. Next, including external JS files. Okay, including external JS files. So what I need to do to include external files is, I need to write the script tag, and inside the script tag, on the starting tag, I need to use the source attribute src. If you write the source attribute, you need to give the path to the file. First, I will start from the JavaScript folder, and inside JavaScript folder, I have date.js. Okay, this is done. This line you need to write to include any external JavaScript file. So let us see in this file what I'll do. I will just write one statement, console.log, and I will write hello world, and I can say I am from external file. Okay, I can write file file. Yeah, I'm external file. See, I got this. I'm external file. It is coming from day0.js and line number 1. If you click on this file, you can say we have opened our day0 file.js, and we are getting this line as output. This is our index file. It is as usual. We are not caring about this, but we can just see our output here. So this is the two ways you can include your JavaScript. This is one way, external way, and if you are writing the script tag, this is the other way. So moving forward, let us learn about something called comments in JS. What we're going to learn is, let me just write comments in JavaScript. Okay, if I write this, then if I save this file and come to my browser, you see I got error. I got an error. It says the JavaScript reference error is not defined. We got an reference error on the line number 3. Okay, we got this way. But the question is, this is programming language, right? First, make sure whenever you learn JavaScript, JS is a programming language. JS is a programming language, and JS will give you errors. It will not run as simple as CSS and HTML. HTML and CSS, if you do wrong also, no errors. But the JS will give errors. JS will give errors, definitely, because it is a programming language. You can write your custom logics and all these things using this programming language. You can program the computer. Okay, this is one thing. JavaScript is a programming language, so it will give you errors. And HTML, CSS are just markup languages. HTML and CSS are just markup languages, so they will not give any error to you. So let me just write comments in JavaScript. How can I write comment in HTML? Means if I just show you, HTML comments look like this. Okay, this I need to write, this I need to write, and this I need to write to become it as a HTML comment. So this is an HTML comment, right? Let me just close this. Okay, this is a kind of HTML comment. Similarly, what is a CSS comment? You will use this way, and this way. You will use this CSS comments, right? These are the CSS comments. Whenever we do CSS part comment, this how it looks. And when we do Python comment, this is how we write star Python comment, and we can write Python comments and all these things. So these are the normal different languages comment. I can just write this is HTML comment, this is CSS comment, and this is Python comment. So this CSS comment is same as JavaScript comment. In JavaScript comment, there are two kind of comment. One is single line comment, single line comments, and second single line comments. Okay, second one is multi-line comment, multi-line comments. Okay, so we have two type of comment. Let us write with the single line comment. Single line comment, you can write double slash and you can just say single line comments. Means now these are my developer nodes, no one can access this, means these lines will be ignored by. You can see I got a comment. This is single line comment. If I just write multiple lines, then I will just write forward slash a star, one more star, and this way I can just write, hi, I am a multi-line comment, multiple line comment. Okay, you can write this way, and you can just make them a comment also. Control plus forward slash is the shortcut. And for this also, let us make it is a comment. For CSS, we'll make it one more comment. So this is the comments. I don't care about what it is writing. So we got all the comments. So now logically there should be only one line, but in real there are 18 lines. Only one line will be printed. Let us see. We'll come here. We'll see only one line is there. If I just write one more line here at the line number 18, I'll just write console.log. Let us say file ends here. We'll write end. Okay, file ended. We can just write. If I come here, I got the file start and file end. In between, there are a lot of nodes. You can just imagine them. It is a HTML comment. We have CSS comment. CSS comment is equal to the multi-line comment. Same, all these things. And single line comment for double forward slashes. I believe the comments topic is clear with this. Okay. So these are about the comments. We have completed the comments. Let us see. If we want to see our output, we are able to see this and we are able to get this. Means it is coming from line number 1, it is coming from line number 19. So this is about HTML comments. So next thing is, what we are going to learn about is, we are going to learn about the variables. Okay, we are going to learn about is variables. Let me just write one thing and we'll just make it comment. Okay, and in the top I will just write, instead of learning HTML, hello world, I will just use one more console.log. Console.log. I will just write something called day 0 learning comments, JS comments plus variables. I can just write variables and data types. Data types. Okay, we'll be covering this. Okay, now next topic what we want to learn is, we are going to learn about the variables. Let me just make a comment here. Variables in JavaScript. Okay, that's all. What do you understand by variables? Variables, if I go with the official definition, variables are a part of memory in which you can store the data types and all these things. But let me just give you a basic normal example so that you can understand variables. In any programming language, let us start from the base. In any programming language, either it can be C, C++, CPP, we can write C++, Java, and either your Python also. All the concept of variable exists in every language. So I will just give you a generic definition of variable. Okay, generic definition of variables. Variables, they are nothing but, they are, you can say, storage devices. Simple way, they are your storage devices or storage locations. Okay, storage locations. Whenever your program runs, you want to store something. Okay, then you use some variable. Let us say variable A, variable B, variable C, variable D. All these things you will just write. Variable A you can write, variable B you can write, variable C you can write, and variable D you can write. So in these 4 places, whenever my program run, in A I can keep value 3, in B I can keep value 5, and I will write some logic that C should contain A plus B. So A means 3, B means 5, the C should contain 8. Okay, this is how the value can be contained here. Next, let us say in D, what you are saying is, you are storing something A into B. What I am storing in D is, I am storing A into B. You are storing A into B. So 3 into 5, you are storing 15 as a value in D. So let us assume with this example, This is my just basic example how the variable works. Let us take, we are having one variable. Variable means a memory location. In simple words, it's a memory location which is named with a. This name can be anything. It can be Pooja, it can be Lokesh, given by the person who defined it. Okay, this is just a memory name. Okay, and inside we give some value. Inside we give some value to it. Okay, this is a variable name which we define, and it is having a one value. Similarly, you can create different kind of variable with different names here, and you can just write the different values. What kind of values you will write means it depends on the data types. So burst variable means it is a location in the memory where you want to store something, and the name of this location is A, B, C, whatever you want. Okay, let me just show you how it works. So let me just open my memory location. Let me just open the task manager. It is just to show you how the memory location will work. I'll go to performance. I will just click this and see, I got the, see, this is my memory locations. Okay, this is my memory locations. Means this much memory is utilized by my programs or different programs. These memories are utilized. These are the empty memory because I am having 8 GB of, you can just see, we are having something called 8 GB of RAM. If I go to the RAM, this is not a memory. We'll go to the RAM. This is CPU. This is, okay, this is only memory. We are having 8 GB of RAM. So each block we are having here, this is memory location. These blocks are known as memory location. So I believe that you cannot remember the name of every memory location. So what happens is, whenever I need to store something, so I'll just take one block here. The computer will automatically give me one block, and I will just write name A to this block. Let us say hi to this block. Okay, and let us say B to this block, and any block I can just use any block names. So whenever I will ask you one question, okay, what is the value there in high? So you can just say, okay, it is something number or something, anything, the value, whatever present in this, you can just say the value. So this is how it works. You will have different memory locations with the different names. These names can be like anything. I can just write name as Lokesh and all things, any name, whichever you define. This is the name to this memory location. And if I just assign Lokesh is equal to 25, then whenever someone asks what is there in Lokesh, the answer is 25. Let us do this in practical. What we'll do means, we'll come here, we'll just write a variable. A is equal to, now A is a memory location, and I want to assign 23 here. Okay, if I just save this, if I come here, there is nothing there. But if I, let us say, if I click here and if I print A, enter, so it is giving me 23 value, because in the memory for this A variable, for this A number, you have assigned a value called 23. Let us say how it works means, this is your variable. It's like a dabba, box, or a place in the memory. This is the name of the box. Let us say A is the name, and whatever you want to assign here is, okay, you want to assign 23. But next moment, on the next line, what I'll do, I will take the same box. The name of the box is A. This time I will just, instead of 23, I will assign the name. Let us say I will assign the name Pooja. This way I will do this. This is one thing I can do. So let me just make it here. I will increment the name to the, let us say I will just write Pooja here. Okay, now save this file, will come here, and if I just now print A, it is printing Pooja. So this is A is a variable here. The variable is A. Value can be changed. A is a variable. In your language, I can say these are the different memory locations. Whenever we want to use some memory location, I can just give some name to the memory location. Okay, I want to use this A. I can use this B. And in A, I can give value something 2. In B, I can give something 3. Let us say this value name is result. Okay, RES. In this result, what I want A plus B. What should be there in this B? It should be A plus B. So you can imagine what is the value coming to this result is, to A plus B means it is 5. The 5 will be stored in this variable. The variable name is result. Whenever someone calls this result, it will be giving. So let us just prove this example. A is equal to, let us say 2. I am storing A value 2, B value equal to 3. And if I just go with result is equal to A plus B, enter, If I just print anytime result, it will give me 5. So this is how it works. You will have a memory location, you will have name, and you will have name. This is your memory location. This is the name of the memory location, name, and this is the value. Okay, so this is about the variables in the JavaScript. Tomorrow what we are going to see is we are going to learn about the data types. Tomorrow we are going to see about data types and other things. So this is the end of today's class. Day 0 is ended with the comments and variables and introduction to JS.